Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the info session for the M2D2 200K Challenge 2023, our 12th annual competition that is global in scope. It is great to see people here in the audience, and just a few housekeeping issues before we get started is to please mute your microphones. And we will have an FAQ discussion. But please feel free to type in your own questions. We'll do our best to answer them all. We'll also post a recording of this to the M2D2 YouTube channel. And with that, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Mary Ann Picard. I am the Director of Operations here at M2D2. And again, can't thank you enough for joining us for this information session. We're always so excited to kick off the challenge season. So here we go. Today, we're going to be talking about this year's global competition and some key information that participants will need to successfully navigate the coming weeks. So again, my name is Mary Ann. I have been here at UMass Lowell for 10 years, leading the M2D2 program and coordinating the challenge. M2D2 was established in 2007. Its mission is economic development. In scope is to really help small startup companies with proof of concept all the way through to commercialization. And there are a whole host of resources available here throughout the UMass system that are available to startups. And the one key item to note is no affiliation with the university is required. We do participate in a whole host of federal programs. As you can see here, we participate with the NIH in our CAPCAT initiative, which is really around digital health in the heart, lung, blood, and sleep space. And then we also participate in the BARDA Drive program. We're a member of their accelerator and incubator network. And we're really pleased about that. We couldn't do this without our corporate partners. We can't thank them enough for participating in this program. And the 2023 challenge, as you can see here, has this whole host of corporate partners. And we'll be able to talk about that more. This year, we're very excited to welcome Novo Nordisk. And as you can see, we also have MPR, which is a product development firm. Argenta Advisors, a whole host of experts in the reimbursement space. Hologic, focused mainly on women's health. Prime Path MedTech helps with all things to do with FDA regulation and that sort of thing. Sahi Intech. We are a Johnson & Johnson J-Labs location. We're also supported by the Mass Life Sciences Center. We recognize them as our founding sponsor. And then we have Mintz is our legal partner. Amgen is our corporate partner. And again, Novo Nordisk, who we're thrilled to welcome this year. So we're going to go ahead and play the video. This is Wendy Sloan from BTech, and she will be able to explain, you'll get to hear in her own words about her experience.
So my name is Wendy Sloan. I'm the CEO and founder of BTech. We have a product called the Halcyon Smart Patch, which is used to heal wounds. It's like a rapid wound healing. It prevents infections and hopefully to help prevent people from having amputations from diabetic foot ulcers. Oh my God, it's amazingly awesome. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited to pitch, excited to meet other people who are here to pitch as well, seeing what they're doing and hearing what their journey is. And so it's just great. It's a great environment.
All right, so that was one, just good for you to hear from, again, from Wendy Sloan. She was a 200K challenge winner last year. And now let's get into the details that you need to know as a potential competition entrant. First, to step back and give a little bit of history. The challenge began in 2013, and there was just a single $25,000 award purse, a single corporate sponsor, 28 entries, and 2 winners. Today, there's a total purse of just over $200,000 provided by a whole host of corporate partners. In the most recent competition, we had 141 entrants, 21 finalists, and we passed out 5 large awards that represented a broad range of both life sciences technologies as well as biotech, including biotech, med device, and a whole host of business stages. The question is, who should apply? And then what stages of development does the challenge come from? Why should your startup apply? When we say we're awarding 200K in-kind services, what does that mean? So who should apply? Researchers coming out of academic institutions, academic labs that have the support of intellectual property of their home institution. And also early stage startups of any stage, but early stage startups are welcome to apply and encouraged to do so. And why should your startup apply is to take advantage of all the resources that this will afford your technology moving forward. In terms of stages of development, we can help all the way from the very early stages through to the further funding rounds. And what does 200K of in-kind services mean? It means that our partners will give out, they will assign a value to the award that they're going to give you and how they're going to work with you. It's handled very one-on-one. So if your needs are in the regulatory space, that's exactly what you'll get. It's going to be based on your area of interest, your area of technology focus, and also on the stage of your development. So a meeting takes place one-on-one, find out where the gaps are, and those are the corporate partners who will provide in-kind services to meet those needs and to advance your technology. Again, if you have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to ask. And Kelsey will help me by reading those out. So this is just to give you a sense of the winners last year. First place was a Hologic and NPR award. It went to a startup called Biosensate, working in the women's health space. And then second place winner that received the Argenta Advisors and NPR award you just heard from was BTech. And then third place was a great startup from the local area called Illuminate. And they received the Boston Scientific, J&J, and also the M2D2 award. We'll go ahead now and just share, it's roughly a 2-minute video to give you a sense of the highlights from the 2022 challenge.
The event is sort of the buildup of the entire M2D2. So to see it grow over its 15-year period, this is 11 years of the competition itself. And so not only are you seeing the number of applicants increase, but the quality has been amazing. And to see our faculty and staff and students be able to get more involved over time has been tremendous for the university.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited to pitch, excited to meet other people who are here to pitch as well, seeing what they're doing and hearing what their journey is. And so it's a great environment.
It attracts companies from literally all over the world. It's got tremendous name recognition, it's got great sponsors, and I think many of the companies that succeed in this competition and go on and do good things and find worthy investors.
You know, as an early stage company, you want to get your technology out there. And M2D2 offers you that opportunity to be able to do that.
And something like this provides us access to innovation as well as, next generation of workforce.
Startups and those new initiatives are key to sustain the growth and the advancement in healthcare.
You've got nothing to lose to apply. Even if you don't make it, even if you don't win, you've met some great people, you've made new contacts, you've found out what you may be doing wrong, and maybe you will win.
We want to continue to grow the ecosystem and the impact that we can make to grow that ecosystem and bring entrepreneurs closer to a great incubator like M2D2 is something that we're committed to doing.
I think it really gave a good sense of what people can expect.
Perfect.
Particularly around exposure. All right, again, here are the sponsors, and they provide in-kind awards that I explained before. And again, they really meet one-on-one to meet your need, to find out where the gaps are, find out the stage of your development, and see how they can meet those needs. There have been a number of success stories over the years with our corporate partners, either licensing technologies directly from this global competition or acquiring them. And again, don't forget, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. So we'll review the different areas of interest. You can see here, for example, is Novo Nordisk. Their therapeutic interests are around diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, NASH, chronic kidney disease, rare blood disorders, and rare growth disorders. And then they get more into the details of the technology interests. And those are what you really need to focus on. And as part of the online portal, you will select exactly where your technology and your application aligns with these areas of interest. And then to go, how to apply is you're going to go to m2d2challenge.com. And it's good to have handy is documentation such as your executive summary, your financial projections, development plans, and then from those you can work through the questions that you're going to find on the online portal. Focus on the need, focus on its importance. If you have verification of the need, be sure to include that. Information on the solution. Focus on the business proposition. How is this going to, as a business, how will it make money? Highlight how it's in scope for the particular sponsor area of interest that you've selected, more than one if that's applicable. And then clearly demonstrate how you're team-oriented, a lot about your team actually to include as well, and how you're coachable. These large companies are looking to work one-on-one and to really provide some really helpful information for you to move forward. So it's really important to demonstrate these qualities. And then next is the key dates. The application site is open, and you can find the link again at m2d2challenge.com. And then the entries will close on February 12th. There will be a review process with expert reviewers from there. And then the finals will be announced on March 3rd. And right after that, shortly after that, I should say, the coaching starts to take place. And that's organized with investors in our network. And they'll coach you all the way through till the day before the final pitch-off event. They tend to have usually 2 meetings with each finalist. In some cases, they've had to have 3, but usually it's 2 per finalist. And then the deliverables become due. There will be a final application, and there'll be a poster due. And we take care of all the printing of the posters. They get mounted on foam board. We bring them to the site, the pitch-off site. So all you do is provide the copy in PDF format. And then there's a final application. It's a little more of a deep dive than the first one. And then, like I said, the slide decks will become due on the 21st. And then we have the pitch event on March 22nd. And at the end of the pitch event, the judges will go off and deliberate for roughly 45 minutes. And then they'll come back and we'll announce the awards. And again, here's the website for complete information and to and also the social media to keep up to date on our news. Both of those points of information are here. And then some frequently asked questions that we get, so I can go through these. And again, if you have any, feel free to pop them in the box. Does an entrant have to give up any equity? The answer is no. We take no. I take no worries, take no equity interest. And there's also no cost to apply. Travel expenses are not paid. That you are responsible for that yourself. If you do make it as a finalist and spend time in this area, we are able to help you with organizing other meetings while you're in the area. If that's helpful, you can just let us know when the time comes. The next question we get a lot is, how do you select finalists for the challenge? We have a group of expert reviewers that is made up of from the clinical perspective, from a payer reimbursement perspective, strategy-wise, Regulatory strategy wise, we have experts who take a look at what you're thinking in that regard. We have investors who take a look at these applications to make sure that's investable, and engineering experts in terms of it being able to be manufactured. Can it be? And also, they also take a look at it in terms of if it's for a low resource setting for any underserved or underrepresented populations, to see if it can be manufactured in a way to be accessible to everybody, basically. So it gets all the different areas, the main ones being clinical, business, and engineering. And then we just raised a Series E. Can we still enter? The answer is yes. We have resources available for later stage as well. And then what will the coaching process be like? What's going to happen is the corporate partners are invited to all the coaching sessions, but you'll be meeting with investors who will help you with the pitch presentation. It usually starts off with you giving your pitch as it exists that day. So raw immediately how you have it, and then they'll walk through and give suggestions of how to improve upon it and have you practice multiple times. And it is a 4-minute pitch followed by one question. So getting it down, hitting the high notes in 4 minutes, and then the one question. They have done this multiple times for many, many years, so they have it down to a science. And then what happens is your poster is going to be displayed on an easel. So for the rest of the evening, you can be near that, so people can continue to ask you questions, and just, network from there. If I am selected as a finalist, do I have to attend the pitch off on March 22nd in person? Yes, the answer is yes. This is an in-person event on March 22nd. We like to welcome you not only to our space, but to this area. We're embedded in the Boston ecosystem. And like I said, if you're here in the area, we are more than happy to help you with setting up other meetings and making introductions. Do I need to relocate to participate? You do not need to relocate. We are always proud to say this is a global competition, and you can take advantage of our resources from anywhere that you are. If you are interested, a lot of people are interested in keeping, the international participants are interested in keeping their home base, but also having a subsidiary location in Massachusetts, being one of the top innovation areas in the country. And we're able to help with all the steps to make that happen, if that is where the interest lies. So again, for more information, the website is listed here. And then here is a QR code that takes you directly to where you need to go for more information and to get to the application itself. So that's the majority of the information that I have for you today. But again, I'm happy to answer any additional questions you might have.
We definitely have some in the chat, Marion, if you want to go over some of those.
Sure. If you want to read them out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So from Joseph, we have, does second and third place also receive a $200,000 award?
Nobody receives a $200,000 award. That's the total prize purse that gets distributed among the winners. And we typically have three top winners. We have sometimes in a few years have had other in-kind awards as well, and those are still being determined right now, but nobody receives $200,000.
The next one, can you clarify how you define any biotech startup? We are working on a naturally derived API for an over-the-counter product. Does this also qualify, or are you more looking for traditional therapeutics and medical devices?
No, over-the-counter products are absolutely accepted. I don't understand what the acronym is though, what it stands for. What was it called? API?
Naturally derived API.
Okay. It definitely falls into life sciences, so it is in scope for the competition. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know if any of the corporate partners are looking for over-the-counter technologies, but I would recommend that you take a look.
Awesome. And then for students and faculties who might be interested, what would be the best way to reach out to you, and what kind of preparation do they need for the application?
The preparation is exactly the same, and we welcome students, researchers, as long as there is intellectual property from their home institution. We don't get involved in it. We don't take any interest in it. We just want to make sure that your invention is secure. It's the same steps to prepare, and feel free to reach out to me at any time. Kelsey, perhaps you can put my email in the chat. I'm happy to answer.
Yep. And we'll also, anyone who registered for this event through Eventbrite will follow up with a link to this deck and with some contact information for Marianne. So you'll have that in your email by the end of the day.
Thank you.
Of course. So the next couple, one person asked for any guidelines on the pitch deck.
The guidelines are really to focus on the need. If you have it, if it's been confirmed, third-party validated, for example, things like that. And then the business proposition, how you propose to make money and why it's investable are really the high notes. And then again, to demonstrate a strong team and that and the coachability aspect again as well. And don't forget, 4 minutes it's a short pitch. So you just don't want to spend a lot of time on the science. It's important to show at a very high level, but nobody wants to get into the weeds of the science in a pitch deck. There'll be plenty of time throughout the evening to talk further with anyone who's interested. They'll come right up to you at your poster.
So one clarification from earlier, API is an active pharmaceutical ingredient.
Okay, got it.
Thank you for the clarification. And then somebody asked, does the IP have to be within the school or university or outside?
The intellectual property can come from anywhere. For researchers, the IP is typically from their home institution. The real key here is that there is intellectual property. We don't necessarily care where it comes from. We just don't want you to risk your invention.
So one person asked if all the pitch sessions could also be virtually since they're located in Canada.
The coaching sessions. I think you might mean the coaching sessions, and those are held virtually. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. Those are all virtual, is the coaching sessions leading up to. The in-person event is on March 22nd.
Perfect.
And
then
I hope I answered the question correctly. If not, just ask again.
I think so. And yeah, definitely if any of these question and answers aren't clear, reach out once you receive some of that contact information. That'll be helpful. We have a couple questions who they're asking for more detailed descriptions of the sponsors' areas of interest.
Yep, those are on the web. They're on the website in complete detail. And I would just send you to the website. Is your best bet.
Perfect.
I mean, we can certainly read them out, but I think it's just as easy to.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then one asked, how long is the engagement with sponsors typically?
I mean, that's a hard question to give a really definitive answer. It can be short if they're very interested in licensing. We've had times where the corporate partners, they'll keep the company here and they'll do the licensing deal the very next day, because you've already made contact with these people. They'll be in your coaching session with you. They will have already seen your application in great detail. So all that part, they can already kind of have the groundwork laid. So if it's something like that, it's quick. If it's, diving into your regulatory strategy and what that could look like, and them participating in a pre-sub meeting with the FDA, well, then you're getting into a much longer engagement. So it kind of depends how it shakes out in terms of what you're getting as resources for your award.
And then this one says, it's a little bit specific. It says if we only need, oh, it moved. So sorry. If we only need 20,000 of regulatory consulting, do we request only what we need rather than have an open ask for costs?
No, what happens is if regulatory is what you need and that is the award, you would meet one-on-one with the regulatory expert. We would basically get out of the middle. You meet directly with them and work out all the details of it. You don't make a specific dollar value ask at the outset.
Awesome. It looks like I only have a few more. So this one says innovation compulsory need to be interest area of one company or multiple.
It can be for multiple companies.
And then they also followed up with, can it be allied interest as well, which I would assume is a yes.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So it says the website lists cardiovascular as a need, which is not super specific. And so they're asking if there's more specific information on that area of interest.
No, specifically, when you talk about cardiovascular, they are casting a wide net. So they're looking for a whole host of novel innovations in the cardiovascular space.
Perfect. And then the last one, does M2D2 help with any legal fees, IP, lawyer engagement, etc.?
Yes, our legal partner, they will give a legal award, and M2D2 also gives out some awards as well. The awards that come directly from M2D2 are more aligned with space. If you need a lab bench for a specified amount of time, it can be 6 months, it can be a year. And then our legal partner will put in some in-kind awards, and that's exactly what it's meant for, is for intellectual property. It can also be used for just general IP questions, but then also for business establishment. So for example, if you're located in India, for example, but you're interested in setting up a subsidiary location, they have experts who have done that multiple times. So that can be part of it as well. And I also think it's important to note that M2D2 will be providing a $25,000 cash award, and we hope to be able to announce a second cash award soon. Well, unfortunately, it's not confirmed today, but we will announce it as soon as it is.
Perfect. So that's the last question I think I had.
Okay. We can wait a couple minutes and see if anybody has any further questions.
Yeah, most definitely. A couple of things too, I think, to note, at least on the front of media when it comes to the 200K challenge. We video and have a highlight reel like you saw for these kinds of events. And we also do short interviews that startups can then use to send out, to investors or any interested parties. So if you're interested in having that kind of content created, by joining this program, you have access to those types of people and tools, which is great. So we have another one. It says, if you are already seeking BARDA funding, does it make sense to participate?
Yes, because it opens you to the possibility of getting some in-kind awards that can help your technology as well.
So I think this one's about impact. It says, is there many companies here that are part of the Cycle 5 elevator program? I think that's the accelerator program through Impact.
That are on the call right now, or in general?
I would say let's do in general.
Okay. In general, we will expect many from the impact cycle to apply to this competition. We expect many from actually all the cycles to apply. The two programs are very synergistic. So
BTech is a great example. She's been in both.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say there's several really good examples at this point, but there's a lot to gain from both. There's a lot of exposure in both. So
it says, you mentioned a license agreement. What sort of agreements will applicants need to sign?
So what happens is, so again, if one of the corporate partners is interested in your technology, again, we make the match and we get out of the middle. Your lawyers work with their lawyers to finalize what the licensing looks like. We don't get involved in it. We're not privy to it. It's completely confidential between your two parties, yourself and the large company who is selected to license your technology.
Fantastic. I don't have any more at the moment.
Okay.
We had one more question pop up.
Sure.
They asked if the company or startup of individuals, do they need to have registered globally, or can a team without any formal registration also apply?
A team without any formal registration can apply, yes. We have a lot of resources around team building, around just support in that space. So you're welcome to apply. Again, the key thing that we really want to make sure of is you're not risking your invention. So intellectual property is just really important, and we can fill in all the rest.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining today and all of your questions.
Yes. Yeah, and again, it'll be you'll be receiving a copy of this. It will also be on the M2D2 YouTube page. About when, Kelsey? About how long?
I would say end of day tomorrow for the YouTube page for video recording, but we'll send out the slideshow and contact information by end of day today.
Awesome. Good. Seeing no further questions, I think we can probably let people go.
Sounds great to me.
Seems like. All right, hearing none, thank you everyone again for joining. I hope this was helpful. And again, you'll have my contact information. If you don't already have it, you'll have it soon, and feel free to reach out with any questions.